So we can share again. This is part 2 of a 3-part series I'm making on how to make your first pizza. We've done part 1, which is the red sauce, and now it's time for part 2, which is how to make your dough. So let's not talk any further and let's get to this. So I'm adding the yeast to my flour right here, and I'm just going to transfer them to a stand mixer bowl because I am going to use a stand mixer to knead this. If you don't have a stand mixer, that's okay. You can do this with your hands. So I'm just mixing the yeast and the flour together before I added my salt and sugar, because if you might not know, salt is the enemy of the yeast. So I am doing this so that when I add in the salt there, the yeast already has been incorporated with the salt, so it doesn't do much damage. But you gotta work relatively fast when you're doing this. So when I have my dry ingredients mixed, I'm gonna add in my wet ingredients, which is basically just oil and water. That's it, guys. You only need 5 ingredients to make pizza dough. I'm gonna let it knead until it's smooth and it forms into an elastic ball. I am oiling my bowl where my pizza dough is gonna rise, so that when I take it out later, it's not gonna stick all on the sides. So a few minutes of kneading will bring you this. As you can see, the dough is quite sticky. It sticks to my fingers. So what I'm gonna do is add a tablespoon of flour at a time until I reach this type of consistency. When you touch it, it's not gonna stick to your fingers. This is form a tight ball, and it's very, very much elastic. So those are the signs that you want to see before you know that your dough is fully kneaded. I'm just gonna shape this into a ball just like so by pushing it downwards until I formed a smooth dome on top of my dough. I'm gonna plug it into my oiled bowl and then add a little bit more oil in there. We do this so that the dough doesn't crust over while it's rising. I'm gonna cover this with saran wrap and let it rise for at least an hour or until it has doubled in size. So after an hour of rising, it's gonna look like this. It has doubled in size, and I'm just gonna use my palms to press it down so that all the air that has risen up, we extinguish that. This is my pizza pan, and all the remaining oil there on our bowl, I'm gonna pour it down into my pizza pan and spread it around. This is a nice technique to give you that crispy crust on your pizza when it's baking. So I'm gonna plop my dough into my pan, and starting from the middle, I'm just gonna push it to the sides. And as you can see, I am not pressing the sides because that is where our crust is gonna be. So give a little, about an inch or less on your crust there on the sides, all over the sides. Do not press it down, do not flatten it down, because that is going to be our crust. So just in the middle, you're just gonna press it flat outwards so that you level it out and flatten it out, and really nice. I love this dough so much because, as you can see, it can be easily manipulated. I don't need to use any special equipment or any rolling pin to do the flattening out. I can just use my palms or my knuckles to do this. That is because we used all-purpose flour, and all-purpose flour is the most it has less gluten, so you can easily manipulate your dough without really any fancy smashy technique. So it's very easy. I did this for, I think, just a minute or less, just flattening it out until I have reached the whole circumference of the pan. And then I'm gonna take a fork and just pierce through lightly to my pizza dough. This is another great technique to give you, again, that really crispy and tight crust, because when we add in our sauce in there, the tendency is that our dough is gonna get soggy. And then with my fingers, I'm just gonna reinforce that crust by building it just like so. That's it, guys. That is our pizza dough. Part 3 is how you top your pizza and add all the different ingredients in there. So that is gonna be on the part 3 video. So while you're waiting for part 3, click on part 1, where I teach you how to make the perfect and easiest red sauce. The recipe is on theweekendsugar.com. The link is down below. If you want to see more videos, click on the subscribe button. And if you like this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Let me know what you want to see next after this pizza series, and maybe I'll do it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!